Hi friends and welcome back to Mechwarrior Online News. The latest patch has already been delivered, deployed, and is online right now as you're playing the game. So let's talk about what is changing in this patch. It's not a huge amount of patch notes, but there are a couple of juicy things in there. So let's get to it. Now, we're gonna get a new set of battle passes. The battle passes can now be tracked in the Legends directory page. Two new legendary battle mechs with those battle passes, the Sovereign and the Li Dokto. Then, there's of course a sneak peek on what's coming in the next few months. I'm going to make a separate video on that. And this month's free mech event, where you can get 2 generals, don't forget about that. Of course, we're going to have build videos for those free mechs as well. Be aware that there's currently a known issue. LRMs and ATMs have a chance to fire in the wrong direction despite having missile locks. So you're trying to fire in front of the target right there, just trying to shoot that guy, and the missile just goes YOLO and just flies, well, the other way, potentially killing a teammate. That would be funny. So yeah, non issue. They'll probably fix that very soon. Now, let's talk about the specifics. 2 legendary battle mechs, the Executioner Sovereign and the Victor Li Dokto. Both are available for 15 bucks each. They will come with a 30% CBIL boost. It's a unique variant of an existing chassis, has a custom paint job and a custom quirks, of course. Plus, of course, the mini battle pass system included, where you can get some colors and some stuff to unlock, for example, war horns or cockpit items. So, also bolt-ons, of course. And there is no time limit on the battle pass, as always. Now, let's have a look at the Sovereign. It looks pretty nice. It's an Executioner. It's gonna drag its knuckles a little bit. But the paint job looks very interesting. A little bit of gold in there, a little bit of stripes, black and gold, I think, or black and dark. Little bit of stripes going on there with black and white and some gold, always nice to see. This is the Sovereign jump jetting and firing. PPCs ×2 in each arm, plus a UAC 5, I believe, so this is going to be a toasty one. Do not alpha strike this mech when you get it, guys. You will burn yourselves up. Here we have the loadout. The mech ships with double ERPPCs and the UAC 5 in each arm, as I already said, plus a little bit of ammo, quite a little bit of ammo, it's just 2 tons of ammo, and a lot of double heatsinks to try and kind of combat all the heat. Do take note, this is an Executioner that doesn't come equipped with mask, and it has a very, very small engine for a Clan Assault mech. It's a Clan XL 285, so this Executioner only goes 48 kph, that's Fafnir speeds, so keep that in mind. Of course, you could change out the side torso here to put mask in if you wanted to, but then you of course would have to change around the weapon systems. I can see this thing, for example, running Dakka builds. Like, you can get a side torso that can run Dakka, and you can run Dakka in the arms, and side torso can make a Dakka Executioner maybe. Or lasers and Gauss, lasers and Hags. I mean, there's lots of options, as always. Definitely a welcome thing to try out. As far as the quirks are concerned, let's have a quick look here. We get 10% velocity, but I believe that is the 8-point Omnipod bonus, if I'm not completely mistaken. And then there's some extra survivor quirks for armor, as well as mobility quirks for torso yaw speed, torso pitch speed, and +5 yaw angle. Alrighty. Then, let's move to the Li Dokto, which is the new legendary Victor. And one look at this mech and you see what's up. Look at this arm. It is a freaking medium laser HAMFIST. This is when you go to TTB's laser store and the answer to the question, how many lasers would you like? The answer is yes. That's what happens when you do that. Very interesting, fun mech. Fun paint job. Kurita themed, of course. With the Japanese suns. Kurita logo right here. Katana logo right here. Nice little detail. This is the mech shooting. This one you can alpha strike. I believe it comes with an LRM launcher here, though. And these are the bolt-ons. You get the samurai mask and the cape. The first and only mech to actually run a cape. That's... Some people might just buy it because of that. Now, here is the loadout. That is a whopping... Correct me if I'm wrong. That's 10 medium lasers. 10 medium lasers in the right arm and an LRM 15, standard 320 engine, 4 jump jets, and lots of standard heat sinks. No structure, but no armor, no nothing. You definitely want to change this thing around once you get your hands onto it. My recommendation will be to go light engine, maybe drop one jump jet, go double heat sinks, and change the LRM 15 launcher maybe to an MRM 30 or MRM 40, depending on what you can fit. And you will have a mech that hits quite hard, should have okay heat management, and can still jump around quite nicely. Here we have the quirks. Let's see. Oh, +4 medium laser heat skill limit, 10% laser duration, 25% medium laser heat, and 30% missile cooldown. Yeah, you wanna go MRMs there. You only have one hard point. You only have one missile hard point that basically yells MRM 20, MRM 30, MRM 40. One of those. It is a very pigeonholed mech, but it could be fun to play. Also, maximum armor on that arm, 92. Max out that armor, guys, because people will aim for it. You know people will aim for it. That left arm you can basically just strip, but put that armor onto the right arm. Okie dokie. Now, weapon adjustments. Medium pulse laser and clan medium pulse laser have their heat reduced a tiny bit. Streak SRM2, Innosphere, and clan have their minimum heat scale penalty threshold increased to 7 from 5, so firing 6 Streak 2s has no heat penalty. Still, we cannot dumbfire Streak SRMs. In my opinion, Streak SRMs dumbfire is a thing that needs to happen sooner than later, because Streaks right now are almost useless. Hyper Assault Gauss Rifles get a change. They introduced a splash mechanic, similar to the ERPPCs and Snubnose PPCs. Each slug does now 4 damage to the component it hits, so let's say it hits CT, does 4 damage instead of 5, but it will do 0.5 damage to adjacent components. So for example, you hit CT, 0.5 damage to the left side torso, 0.5 damage to the right side torso. So that will make it a little bit less powerful on the main component hit, but it will spread a little bit, so the damage is still there. It's just not all in pinpoint. It is a 20% nerf to pinpoint damage for hags. 20%. That is actually substantial. In order to help out with that a little bit, they decrease the time between the slugs in the bursts. For the hag 20, it's going to be 0.13 seconds from 0.14. For the 30s, it's going to 0.12 from 0.14. And for the 40s, it's going to be 0.11 from 0.14. So the hag 40 will shoot a little bit faster as well, and the hag 30, of course, as well. So slightly faster shot deployment, but it's going to cost you in terms of the pinpoint damage. Now here, this is an interesting one. All the LRMs, Innosphere and Clan, velocity reduced by 30 meters per second. Velocity reduced in indirect fire mode, that is. In direct fire mode, it's also reduced. But if you look at these values, if you fire indirectly, your LRMs will fly 160 meters per second. If you fire directly, your missiles will fly 224 meters per second. So that is a lot faster. So that is another incentive to use direct fire mode. And the maximum flight trajectory height has been reduced to 100 meters from 150 meters. That is interesting, because that means that if you have cover, that cover is gonna be a lot more important now. Let's have a look at those flight trajectories. That is very interesting. So those missiles will now fly lower in an arc, lower arc. So here's my question. Does this mean AMS will be more effective? Because if it's flying lower, it's gonna get tagged more quickly by the AMS bubble. So it should have more time flying through the AMS. And it's also gonna be harder to hit targets that are like behind big cover spots. Still 100 meters, 150 meters, those are quite high. So I think we'll just see like a slight lowering of the missile arc as it's already depicted. But it should still be able to hit targets behind cover fairly well, unless the cover is fairly high. Then you will have some problems. Here we have another comparison of the trajectories. Let's take the 500 meter trajectory, for example. The original trajectory was up to 300 and then it came down. Same thing, up to 300 and then it comes down, but the angle is going to be much shallower. So that will take some getting used to for people using LRMs. I wonder why that was done. There is no reasoning given as to why this was done, so because the Easter Bunny kissed Santa Claus, probably. I would really appreciate a why for this, because I'm pretty sure there's a really good explanation behind this, and I would be super interested in knowing why. So that's why I'm saying 1 or 2 sentences could have added a lot of information here. Equipment adjustments. The advanced sensor package provides a 20% range boost to an equipped tag laser. Okay, well, alright. Well, if you wanna bring an advanced sensor package in any mech, you get 20% range boost. Will that do anything for you? Maybe in an ATM mech, because then you can go over the 1000 meters or so that where LRMs will just fail. So it could be interesting for ATMs, but advanced sensor package is only available to Innosphere mechs. So maybe if you use like a medium or light mech with the advanced sensor package and the tag laser as a support mech, that's a lot of weapon, or a lot of weight to carry just to support. Okay, Artemis Fire Control System, this is interesting. Artemis upgrades the LRM velocity to 190 in indirect mode and 266 in direct mode. So basically, if you use Artemis, you have the old speeds of the LRMs, 190 indirect and 266 direct. If you don't use Artemis, you get slower missiles. Now, why does Artemis not upgrade the speed of SRMs? That would be interesting if that was the case as well. Skill tree adjustments. Radar deprivation. Radar derp is nerfed a little bit. 16% now per node, down from 19%. So that will make radar deprivation a little bit less effective. Of course, that should help a little bit with LRMs and streaks, of course, as well, but mostly with LRMs or ATMs. Battle mech adjustments. Stone Rhino Axum. The lower arm actuators have been removed from both arms. Okay, I don't think the Axum cares very much. Mech quirk adjustments. This is the Osiris patch. All variants of the Osiris get 30% jump jet burn time and 30% jump jet initial thrust, so they will be very, very jumpy. The Osiris 3 Delta will get 25% laser duration on standard and ER small lasers, 20% captured accelerator. The ER small laser range and standard small laser range will be increased to 30% from 20%, missile cooldown 25% up from 15%, and missile velocity 50% up from 35%. There we go, see, apparently we can have missile velocity on mechs. More please, especially on the SRMs. The Osiris 4 Delta gets 35% pulse laser cooldown, 10% laser duration, and target info gathering speed 40% up from 20%. So if that thing looks at you, it will know exactly where your weak spots are quite quickly, especially if you combine this with a targeting computer or a advanced sensor package. The Osiris 1V, 10% missile cooldown removed. Instead, it gets a flat 20% cooldown up from 10%, and missile velocity 35% up from 20%. So also nice buffs here. Osiris 2V. Here, medium laser range and duration are removed. Instead, it gets flat medium laser family range and medium laser family duration. That will apply to medium lasers, ER medium lasers, medium pulse lasers, and medium X pulse lasers. The Osiris 1P machine gun fire rate up 75% up from 25%, cooldown 20% up from 10%, and UAV range 30% up from 20%. So this thing is also going to be really nice if you want to drop some UAVs. And then the Osiris Sekhmet Hero Mech, capture accelerator gone, weapon velocity gone, energy range gone, laser duration gone, but flat cooldown 30% up from 10%, and 30% medium laser family duration added. So this thing could be really cool with medium lasers. I believe it can run like, what, 6 or so of them? Should be nice. Okay, then we have the Adder W in the loyalty variant. We have 8 extra left torso, CT, and right torso armor for a set of 8. Then there is 5% heat dissipation added to the CT, consistent with the other Adder CTs. 5% heat to the CT, also consistent, and of course a 20% overheat damage, just bringing this in range with the other Adders. The Viper Bravo heat 10% bonus in the set of 8 instead of 5%, so that's also another buff. Blackliner Alpha gets ERPPC heat 25% instead of 8, up from 20%, so that's a 5% change. The Stone Rhino Axum, the 10% heat gets removed, unfortunately, so it's gonna be a little bit hotter for those UAC 2 builds or UAC 10, UAC 5 builds. Even for the AC5 build, it's gonna build up, but screen shake improved gyro now 100%, so you will not have to take any more screen shake nodes with this. It will always be unshakable. The Stone Rhino Axum is one of the best legendary mechs that they've released. It is super strong. Highly recommend you try it out. Miscellaneous adjustments. The Piranha Alpha AMS hitbox has changed to front side torso. When you hit the AMS, you will no longer register on the rear. That's good to know. Warmer 4L gets geometry added to fill the torso holes, and the Gorewing Eye bolt-ons will now glow. Plus, Executioner M is now available for C-Bills, Godzilla and Stonecrusher are available for MC. Highly recommend both of those, by the way. And the Stone Rhino is also available for MC. Highly recommend you guys get the Stone Rhino. Lots of good stuff in here in the store for Assault mech enthusiasts like myself. What do you guys think? Let me know, of course, in the comments below. And if you want to stay around for a little bit, I'm going to go into MWO and we're going to have a look at the paint jobs of those two new legendary mechs. Let's go. Alright guys, here we start with the Victor 9 Bravo Lee Doctor. And let's have a look at the paint job first. I'm going to give you guys a couple of color combinations so we can see what we can mess around with here. So first color changes just the internal area right there. Let's make this yellow, for example. Then we can change this to any color we want. We could go black maybe, yes. And then the tertiary color will change the accents on the helmet. Oh, you can look pretty. You can definitely look pretty with this thing. I like that. That's not bad. Oh, blue also looks nice. Ah, not bad. If you guys bought the mech and you can just not think about how to fix this mech or how to make a good build out of it, let's do it right now. Let's do it on the fly. So let's remove one jump jet. The left arm, as I've said, is useless. Completely strip that. Want to armor up the right arm, of course. We want to make sure that we have our armor up front. Remember the claymore tactic, my friends. Front towards enemy. So, armor up front. Back armor is for tier 5 scrubs. That sounds evil, but I mean it. You need to learn to face the enemy, my friends. You need to face the enemy, not let them shoot you in the back. If that happens, bad things happen. So, let's see. We want, for sure, double heatsinks with this. And we want a different engine. I would probably go light engine here. At least a light 300. Potentially even more. And let's see what we can get here. We have a lot of tonnage available. Throw the MRM40 in here. The MRM40 is going to need some ammo. In fact, if we want to make this mech a little bit more safe, we can move the jump jets like this. MRM40 is going to need 3 tons of ammo, I would say. Now we see how much cooling we can add to this mech before it says nope. Well, if I move this around a little bit, we won't be able to put in case, but at least we will be able to fit another heatsink. There we go. And now we have 1.5 tons available. You could go single heatsinks with this. I think if you go like with an MRM20 and single heatsinks, you could have some really interesting mech here. But I think for our purposes, I would just go ahead, armor up that arm. To max, actually. Perfect, so we're fully armored. We do 90 damage now with an Alpha Strike. It's gonna be toasty. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be toasty. Add a case here, and we're done. I would actually not do this though. I would go ahead. I would shave a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. Shave a little bit from the legs and from that arm. And now we add, of course, a TC Mark 1, because that will give us an extra 4% beam range boost and plus extra critical chance, of course. But the 4% beam range boost are a nice little boon to have. There you go, guys. There you have it. This is our Victor 9 Bravo build. Easy peasy, no problem. So make sure to save this. I'm gonna put the link, of course, in the description of the video. Okay, let's jump on over to our Executioner. Let's see what that thing can do. Where are you hiding? There we go, there's our Executioner. Let's have a look at the paint job first. So, first color governs... the blue was nice. Alright, second color is the markings, but all the markings. And then the third color is just the legs. So the legs, you probably want to go black or something. It's a nice gold. The gold never changes, apparently. Yeah, the gold never changes, so it's just those two colors. So... you could go like a... what would go well with... actually... maybe like a darker blue. Like so. Not bad. Not bad at all. You just go red. Oh. Okay. Could be a little bit of an eyesore. Actually, that's not bad. Oh, that's too much. that's too much, unfortunately. But that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, this is like an executioner eyesore blaster. You could work with that, or of course you just go full blue. Although I'm looking for like a little bit more reserved blue. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so coloring done. Let's talk about the weapon systems. Oof. Probably wouldn't run this like that. Let's see. Let's be crazy. Let's go ahead and strip the mech. I mentioned the omnipods earlier. That right torso omnipod gives us 10 armor and nothing. So let's see what else we could use. There's a right torso with 2 pods with 2 hard points for ballistics. Okay. And now let's see if we could fit in there. Let's say Ultra AC5s right here. And then you could go with Ultra AC10s right here. And this basically now is a version of the, let's say, Mad Cat, Dakar Mad Cat, or any other Dakar Assault. The interesting thing about this is you definitely have enough space to put in some nice ammo. So that's not going to be a problem, and some cooling. The left torso right now gives us yaw speed, pitch speed. Okay, that's kind of stuff we can always get. We could get lasers in the left torso if we wanted to. I'm trying to see if there's anything for like Dakar cooldown, any Dakar bonus. Bravo left torso gives us 10% velocity, which we would get when we had a full set bonus. So if I just use the Bravo left torso here, we get the weapon velocity quirk. Or we use the Prime left torso for 7.5% ballistic cooldown. That sounds even better. Alright, so the game is telling us warning, no ammo equipped, so let's equip some ammo. Put some 5 ammo in here, let's do 3 tons here, 3 tons here, now we fill up 4, 5, 1 here, 1 here maybe, I don't know. Then we lower the legs a tiny bit, which will allow us to either add a TC Mark 1 or another double heatsink. And that should be an interesting mech. That is basically a classic Dakar mech. Of course, you could do all sorts of combos. You could do hags with medium lasers. Like you could do hags, Hack 30s with mediums, for example, no problem, or Hack 30s with heavy larges, no problem. Would all work. This is interesting executioner because it changes the one thing that always is the problems with executioners. Their engine and their mask take up so much space and weight, well, mostly weight, that you couldn't fit them many weapons. This thing can. This is going to be a different executioner, so I like that a lot. Try it out, guys. Let me know how it goes for you. Thank you so much, supporters. Couldn't do it without you. If you want to join Team TTB, check out the join button right here on YouTube, super thanks button in the comment section, or of course the links to Patreon or the merch store listed in the video description.